Welcome. My name is Omar. I'm going to show you this little tiny thing right here is a stove. It's a little micro alcohol burner made out of a single inhaler canister. It's got holes around the outside. Put a teaspoon and a half of alcohol in the center. There's already a little bit in there, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit. Doop. Then with this little dropper, what you do is you put a few drops around the outside. There's a little wick, and that little wick holds the alcohol to pilot the stove. So you light it and leave it. Okay. So while it looks a little extreme at the moment, but it's just warming up. So once it warms up, the alcohol in the canister will start to boil, and when it starts boiling, then it actually starts burning the vapor instead of the alcohol around the outside. So right now it started to burn down, and now it's running off of the vapor. So while that's going, I'll show you some other stuff. So this is a little pico pot. I call them pico pots. A pico pot is essentially any pot that is small enough to make 1 cup full. And when I'm saying cup, I'm saying cup, gong fu cup. Little tiny gong fu cups. So this pico pot I just got in the mail today. It's made in Germany. It's a little kid's pot. And it works just fine. It works great for what I need it to. It's exactly 1 cup. It's a cute little pot. I put this stick in here to make it easier to hang on to because that little handle is so tiny. I really like the prayerful kind of meditative quality about the pico pot tea meditation, precisely because it's just like tea, because it is tea. It's just like tea except for on a smaller scale, and the speed of it has a nice satisfying cycle and rhythm to it. So inside the pot I've already got some tea. Now if I put loose tea in there I would have a mess. So this water is boiling now. It takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to put the water in our pot, and then I'm going to put that right back on there. Keep it hot. Okay, put the lid on there. So inside the teapot is this. This is a mesh bag, and what I do is I put the loose tea in it, and then I fold it down like this, and then I fold it in half like that, and then I put that inside the pico pot. So that's what's in there right now. There's another one of those in there right now. So while I've got the little stick and the pico pot, I'll make my first cup. I'm drinking some mint tea with lavender right now, and that is exactly 1 cup. And I've got hot water going, and I pour myself another cup into the pot. So this cup here is a 1 cup, but the little tiny cast iron tea kettle that I have coming from Japan is about a half a cup. So I'm filling this halfway, and with this little pico pot, this one's about 30 milliliters, but the pot that we're having made is actually going to be closer to probably 40 or 50 milliliters. But it will be the same 1 cup, 1 pot ratio. So, bon appetit. I love this little tea bag solution because I was doing it loose, with loose tea in here, and the tea of course would get clogged into the spout because the spout doesn't have a strainer in it. But with this half cup, I get about 4 cups of tea out of the half cup pot there. Now usually for me, in the morning, this is all I want. I want maybe half a cup, literally, of tea. Especially if I've got really good quality leaf from, Po or some great aged tea. I really don't want a whole lot. So this is a beautiful meditation. The stove is just perfect because it heats it up fast. It's 2.5 minutes to boil. And I'm just now getting used to how much alcohol to put in the stove. I think if I put about 1 teaspoon in, or maybe even a little less, that will be enough to heat the half cup and keep it hot for the length of time that I'm drinking tea. I'm going to build like a little stand so that I'm not having to balance it on the top of that, but that's it. That's my grand scheme. And oh, let me show you this. So this is a Wengewood panel that I took out of another project that I'm working on. So my thought is to have a little box prep area that's about this size. The stove will go on one side. So I'll set this all down. So the stove will go on one side. I'm thinking that the stove will probably go on this side. So I'll need to cut a hole big enough to receive this stove. And I'm going to build like a little wire barrel around it. That's about like that. So it holds it just perfectly, and then you can pull out this whole little barrel out of here. So this is going to have a box under it, and this will be countersunk down into the box. But you can be able to pull that little cage out to light it and to prep it, or to dump excess alcohol out. But once I get it dialed in, you won't need to dump anything out. It'll be just right. So that's what I'm thinking. That's about what the little boxes, the little Pico Tea travel sets are going to look like. The pot that I have coming is a little bit bigger, and that'll be nice too. I'm thinking that the one that I have coming, the cup will be about that size. So this is about a 40 to 50 milliliter cup, and that's about a 35 milliliter cup. So the teapot and the cup will be a little bit bigger, and the little micro tetsubin is about that big. This is a half cup measure, and the little micro tetsubin teapot is about that big. So if you imagine this being on that side, that would be about what it would look like, except the handle, of course, for the tetsubin would be up like that. So that's my grand vision. Thanks for watching.